Welcome to Thoughts Can Change Your Life with me, Rev Lee Wolak. Every day we come together to question, to see what we might do to have a better life. And so the question is, how do I become a better me? What do I need to do to be a better me? That's the question. And so you can see that I put in there that our mental atmosphere, our subjective state of mind, the sum total of our thoughts creates our life experience. Whatever we think about long enough becomes a part of our subjective mind. And so you get the opportunity, and this is where most people are. Most people are like Toby here. Toby here has a limited vocabulary. Toby thinks and speaks the same words over and over and over and over again. But Toby's a bird, so he's cool with that. You're not a bird. You're a human. And so as a human, you are meant to explore. You are meant to create. You are meant to have a greater experience of life. And the only way you can do that is you have new thoughts. You speak new ideas. You hold those new ideas. And the thing about it is that we're being domesticated to believing, to just think the same things over and over and over again. I notice that as I meditate, my meditations change, they shift. As my awareness changes and shifts, everything in my life becomes different. And so the things that I do shift. So if you want to have a more abundant life, if you want to have a more peaceful, more harmonious, more loving life, you've got to think new thoughts. You can't be like Toby. Toby just thinks the same things over and over and over again. And he's cool with that. But are you cool with it? Are you happy with the way your life is? My wife says you're never satisfied, Lee. You're always seeking more. Well, that's my natural DNA. I accept where I am. Don't get me wrong. I accept where I am, and I am grateful for where I am. I am so grateful for where I am, but I realize there's more than where I'm at. See, what I've come to understand is that most everything we experience is with our senses. And our senses have very limited ability. Very, very limited ability. They only allow us to see maybe 2-3% of what's really going on around there. And with seeing only 2 or 3% of what's going around there, we're missing so much. So actually, when you go into a state of meditation and you're not relying on your senses for your input, you're relying on infinite wisdom to move in and through, and as you open yourself up for a greater and greater and greater experience of life. But let me throw this out at you. Do you believe you're worthy? Do you believe you're worthy of more than what you currently have? Here's what I'm going to say to you. If you're not thinking new thoughts, if you're not trying new things, if you're not trying to change your mental atmosphere, you either don't believe you're worthy or you don't understand that there's a power in you that responds to the nature of your thought. It doesn't respond to a single thought. It responds to the nature of your thought atmosphere, your subjective state of mind, the basic overall energy that you're putting out. And what's interesting is you can tell what your energy is. I can tell that with Toby. When I go to pick Toby up, if he's got a certain energy about him, and I can always tell by looking at his eyes, I can pick him up with no problem. If his eyes start spinning, don't even try to pick him up. He's going to bite me. And he's been my baby for 40 years. This December, Toby will have been in my life 40 years. And the key thing is you got to understand his energy or her energy. I don't know what it is. Do you understand your energy? Where are you today? I'm going to tell you that in our morning meditations now that we do at 7 a.m. on Zoom, we're going deeper than ever. I'm bringing in new breathing techniques. Things are happening. They're changing. I highly invite you to join us and give it a shot. You can find the Zoom link at agapespiritualcenter.com. Just go to the calendar. We're there every morning at 7 a.m., an hour before I do this talk. That's become one of my favorite things in my life. We connect with people from all over the world. We connect in silence. We connect through the breath. We connect through intention. We are changing our mental atmosphere. Get this, we're changing our mental atmosphere by being still. Can you even imagine that's a possibility? It is. When you're still, you may not be thinking about all those problems that you've got. And the more you think about those problems that you got, you're creating a problem atmosphere. That problem atmosphere attracts more of what you've got on your mind. Do you get that? I know. Any questions from you? Has anything I said brought up anything in you? If so, just write them in the side. Write them in the comment section. I would love to hear what you're thinking, what's on your mind. How do you want to change your life? My life is constantly changing. It changes because I'm open to new ideas, and I'm constantly asking for new input into my life. I'm never satisfied with the status quo because I realize that there's an infinite intelligence out there, and that intelligence and I are one. And with that infinite intelligence, I'm there for more. And I don't know if you can hear the little sounds, but the bird is making these little sounds right in my ear. I'll say, well, he's having a conversation with me, but it sounds like the same one he's always having with me. That's one of the things I like about my granddaughter, Claire, who's 4.5, is she has a vivid imagination. She's not stuck on doing the same thing every day. She's always wanting to try new things, new ways of being, new ideas, new games, new imaginations. Let me ask you this. In your mental atmosphere, do you like to imagine? Do you like to think outside your box? Do you like to dream? Dream beyond anything you've ever experienced? And if so, what would you like to bring into form in your life? What experience would you like to create in your life? In order to do that, you've got to build a belief that you can have it. And a belief are your thoughts, your words, your actions, your feelings, aligned toward a specific intention, held persistently and consistently, consciously and unconsciously. You see, the law that creates knows everything about you. It knows everything because it knows the sum total of all your thoughts, conscious and unconscious. The key thing is, if you really want to be a deliberate creator, you got to create unconscious patterns of thinking. Unconscious patterns of thinking that abundance is your birthright, that health is your natural state, that relationships are easy and harmonious, that you are connected to an infinite presence, power, and divine mind that's flowing through you in and as all things. You've got to know that just because you're you are worthy. That's the key thing. Are you worthy for a new life? I know you are. but you've got to make it so. With that, I'm grateful you took the time out of your day to join me and Toby. I'm grateful that you're on a quest to a greater and more expansive life. And however we can support you at Agape, we're here for you. Make this your best day ever. Know that you are loved just like you are. Until tomorrow, aloha.